All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving into something that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's very real and honestly, quite exciting. We're talking about Artistly AI. You know, AI art and design tools have been popping up everywhere, but this one's really caught our eye because it's promising unlimited AI art, social media posts, t-shirt mock-ups, logos, stickers, banners, cards, all for a one-time price. Angelina, Aurora, what's your first take on hearing that?
Unlimited and one-time price? My ears definitely perked up at that, Adon. In a world where everything is subscription-based, that's a huge differentiator right off the bat, especially for creatives, small business owners, or anyone who just wants to dabble in design without breaking the bank. I'm with Angelina. The one-time price is almost unheard of for a tool with this kind of promised versatility. Usually you're paying monthly for each feature set, or you hit a credit limit after generating just a few images. So if Artistly AI can truly deliver on even half of what it promises, it could be a game changer. I'm excited to dig into the how it works.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is Artistly AI? From what I gather, it's essentially an all-in-one AI-powered design platform. It leverages artificial intelligence to generate a massive array of visual content from text prompts or simple inputs. Think of it as having a superpowered design studio right at your fingertips, without needing to know Photoshop or Illustrator.
And the key word there is generate. It's not just a fancy editor, it's creating from scratch. So you type in a serene landscape with a pink sky and a lone tree, and boom, it gives you something. Or a logo for a coffee shop called The Daily Grind with a minimalist aesthetic, and it presents options. That's pretty wild when you think about it. It really is, and the scope of what it generates is what's most impressive to me. It's not just AI art in the sense of abstract images. It's practical design assets that businesses, creators, or even individuals need on a daily basis. Let's talk about those features because they're quite extensive.
Absolutely. Let's break down these capabilities. First up, obviously, unlimited AI art. This is what most people probably think of when they hear AI art generator. You can input a description, choose styles from photorealistic to anime to abstract, and it cranks out unique images. Aurora, you've dabbled in some of these. What's your experience been like with the general AI art scene?
I've tried a few, and the quality varies wildly. Some are great for conceptual art, others struggle with anatomy or fine details. But the unlimited aspect here is a big deal. Usually, you get 20, 50, maybe 100 credits a month. If Artistly AI truly offers unlimited generations for one payment, you can experiment endlessly without worrying about hitting a wall. That's crucial for refining prompts and getting exactly what you envision. Then there are social media posts. This is huge for small businesses, influencers, or anyone trying to maintain an online presence. Think about the time it takes to design engaging graphics for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. If an AI can generate a series of themed posts with relevant visuals and text overlays, that's a massive time saver. You just input your message, maybe a color palette, and let it do the heavy lifting.
Right? And it's not just static images either. I imagine it can help with various aspect ratios too, which is a common headache for social media managers. Next, t-shirt mockups. This is fascinating for anyone in e-commerce or print on demand. Instead of hiring a designer or using complex software to visualize your designs on a shirt, you can just input your graphic, and it shows you what it'd look like on different styles and colors. That's a huge plus for product visualization.
It totally streamlines the process for entrepreneurs. And logos. Oh man, logos are usually expensive and time-consuming. You go through rounds of revisions with designers. If Artistly AI can provide a range of unique logo concepts based on your brand name, industry, and desired style, that's a massive entry point for new businesses or even just side hustles looking for a quick identity. But with logos, quality and uniqueness are paramount, right? You don't want something generic that looks like every other AI-generated logo out there. That'll be an interesting point to explore in the cons section, I think. But for initial concepts or for personal projects, it sounds incredibly useful.
Absolutely, Angelina, that's a fair point. And it's not just logos, but also stickers, banners, and cards. Stickers for merchandise, banners for websites or events, cards for business or greetings. It really covers a whole spectrum of graphic design needs. It feels like they're trying to hit every single visual asset a modern individual or small business might require.
It's almost like a Swiss Army knife for visual content. You open it up and there's a tool for everything. The implication is that you no longer need multiple subscriptions or specialized software for each of these tasks. One tool, one price handles it all. That's the dream, isn't it?
The dream indeed. Which brings us to the elephant in the room, the pricing. We've mentioned the one-time price several times, and that's truly what sets Artistly AI apart. Most comparable tools are charging monthly or yearly, often with tiered plans that limit your generations or features. A one-time payment for unlimited use, that just sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
It does, Angelina, it really does. And that's where the intrigue lies. Is it sustainable? Is there a catch? Typically, these AI models cost money to run. The processing power isn't free. So a one-time payment means they're banking on a massive volume of initial sales to cover ongoing operational costs, or perhaps future features will be add-ons. But for now, if you get in at the one-time price, it seems like incredible value.
I think the appeal is undeniable for anyone who's felt the pinch of recurring subscriptions. Imagine you're a budding entrepreneur, you're bootstrapping your business. Every dollar counts. Being able to get all your branding, social media, and merchandise mockups done with a single upfront payment frees up so much mental and financial bandwidth. It lowers the barrier to entry significantly for a lot of people.
Okay, so let's shift gears and talk about the pros and cons, because no tool is perfect. Adon, you started us off with a pretty enthusiastic intro. What are some of the biggest pros that stand out to you?
For me, the most significant pro is accessibility. Artistly AI democratizes design. You don't need a design degree, expensive software, or even a particularly artistic eye. If you can describe what you want, you can create it. This opens up so many possibilities for people who previously felt excluded from creating professional-looking visuals.
Absolutely. And tied into that is the sheer speed and efficiency. What used to take hours or even days for a designer can now be done in minutes. Need 5 variations of a social media post? Done. Want to see your logo on 3 different t-shirt colors? Instantly. This rapid prototyping is a huge advantage, especially for testing ideas quickly.
I'd add the variety of output. The fact that it's not just art but practical design assets like logos, banners, and cards makes it incredibly versatile. It's like having multiple specialized tools rolled into one. And, of course, the one-time price for unlimited generation is a massive pro. Financial predictability and freedom from subscription fatigue are huge selling points.
Definitely. So the unlimited generation means you can iterate, experiment, and refine until you get something you're happy with, without feeling like you're wasting credits or money. That's a huge benefit for creative exploration. But like we said, no tool is perfect. What about the cons? Aurora, what are your immediate concerns?
My primary concern would be quality and uniqueness, especially for things like logos or very specific illustrations. While AI can generate a lot, can it generate something truly original and brand-defining every time? There's a risk of generic output, or something that, upon closer inspection, has those telltale AI quirks, like weird hands in images or slightly off proportions. For critical branding elements, a human touch might still be indispensable.
I agree. And the learning curve, while perhaps not as steep as professional design software, is still there. Mastering prompts, understanding how to guide the AI effectively to get the desired result, takes practice. It's not magic. You still need to be able to articulate your vision, even if it's just in text. And sometimes, the AI just doesn't understand your intent, leading to frustrating results.
That's a good point, Angelina. It's garbage in, garbage out to some extent, even with AI. Another potential con could be the reliance on internet connectivity and the performance of their servers. If it's a web-based tool, slow internet or server issues could hinder productivity. And while unlimited sounds great, the actual speed of generation and processing time for complex requests could be a factor.
And we also need to consider the ethical implications and copyright issues, which are still evolving with AI art. Who owns the generated art? Can you confidently use it for commercial purposes without fear of infringement? While Artistly AI likely has terms of service addressing this, it's a broader industry challenge that users should be aware of.
Yeah, that's a big one. Also, what about updates? With a one-time price, how does the company sustain development and introduce new features? Will there be an upgrade path for major new versions, or are you locked into the feature set you bought? These are questions that might arise down the line.
All very valid points. It's a balance, right? The incredible accessibility and cost-effectiveness versus the potential for generic output or the need for a human eye for truly bespoke, high-stakes design work. But for the vast majority of day-to-day design needs, especially for those without a dedicated design team, Artistly AI looks incredibly promising.
I think it carves out a really important niche. It empowers people who might otherwise be completely shut out from creating professional-looking visuals. Think about the small Etsy